times. They still managed to make some big events through these quals, so we'll have to see. But they're both on good form right now, so as I said, I'm going to stick with VP Ents as sort of a primary choice. But overall, I wouldn't be surprised if Apex or Heroic make it. However, we're ready to jump into the first map of this series. It is Inferno, it is VP, it is Bait, and it's the map where VP have done so much of their good work on recently. Unbeaten in 5, can Bait do anything about it?
That is a good question, and it's a question that's going to get answered for us as well as we're jumping into the pistol round here. VP on the T side, and it looks like they're making their way in towards apartments, but the sheriff's in town. NPL there, he's got support from Wrinkle as well. And Trav, the round lives and dies with how this fight plays out.
It does indeed. Apartments control. And that is going to be what makes it so interesting. NPL needs to react, and there we go. You mentioned the round lives and dies with that double hold, and they've been utterly destroyed straight away. Owner and NPL down, and Wrinkle are just left tapping through those smokes at long range. But the plant can go down on A. This retake is, even with a bit of utility on Captain Kurtka, probably impossible.
I know if Jane was calling for the CT side right now, they'd be carrying that util through into the next round along with the Kevlar, but they are going to have a crack at it. Smoke deployed in towards Pit to try and create a bit of a gap for them to make their way forward. Senfield the one who leads the charge, and Goodwood's about him to clear his corners, unfortunately, though he's just not connecting on any shots and hasn't received much support from his teammates either. Jane buries the bullet into Captain Kirk's brain, and that will solidify the round. Wrinkle goes down 2. No casualties for the T side as VP open up their account first.
Expected start for VP. As I said, of course, Inferno the map, they have not dropped more than 10 rounds against any one of their opponents as of late. That includes, of course, Gamer Legion 13-5 in that Kato play, and even though that was a bit of a rough series for them, which I believe they lost overall, and of course 13-9 against Cloud9 in January as well, probably the two most impressive ones. And you have to look back to the LAN at ESL Challenger Atlanta toward the end of last year for more of those. So even 3 or 4 months is a long time in Counter-Strike. So you'd expect them to be fine. But let's see if Bait can do anything in this following round. They're deciding to go for the full eco, I believe, rather than the force buy in the opening map to get the guns as quickly as possible. It does make sense.
I think Inferno is one of the CT sides you can kind of justify the force buy in the second round if you lose the pistol. I mean, it's become a lot more rare in CS2, obviously with the in CS2 with the way the economy works in conjunction with MR12. You don't really see teams many teams going for the force buy, but they will go for a bit of a gamble stack over towards A, so something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, not the...
it's going to be very tough here for Bait.
Not the old-fashioned pool stack on B, which often can be found out. If Flit was to swing this and there were 5 in pool right now, he may get triple dinked and out of the round. But, yeah, not this time. I would prefer to see, honestly, a 5 stack in one place. Maybe they could afford to throw 5 toward Banana at a random timing to catch off someone. Flit with the UMP.
Yeah.
Bit more of an unusual choice these days, but it gets the opening kill, and that's the B site open for business. Should be fine.
Yeah, using him as the tip of the spear, the only SMG in the team, so it makes sense. I've become a big fan of Flit. I think he's just done so well in this Virtus.pro team since he joined. Really found his footing and solidified his position in the roster, become one of the most integral parts, really. And I don't think he was supposed to always be the player he became when he joined the team. I think he's actually developed more than maybe what they'd initially expected, and he's taken up more responsibilities, and you know, from a fragging point of view as well, he's done ridiculously well. I mean, he was a strong player in 4s, but he's exceeded that level here in VP.
Yeah, Flit is, bona fide one of the top CS2 players in the world for me, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, people obviously have been saying that about a lot, because there's still, even though CS2's been out for a while now, there are still people sort of trying to decide the rankings of the top players. I think everyone knows, who most people will have at number 1, but yeah, I think Flit has an argument for being close to that top 8, I would say, something around that level. He's certainly put up incredible numbers alongside Fame on this team. Be interesting to see how Bait's players do, of course, because I remember Owner as well, actually a player I didn't touch on in the pre-game. He's also not exactly old. He's only 21, and yeah, obviously has had stints in the past with Spirit Academy. He's been on Hellraisers back in 2022, and he was even on Bait back in 2021 as well. So this is his second stint on this team.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. See how it's going to work out going forward. Looking forward into this round, yeah, Virtus.pro are able to carry all 5 of their weapons through from that previous round, so that's a really healthy boost to their economy early on here as well. If they win this gun round, that puts them in a phenomenal position. As for Bait, I mean, there's an SMG, a couple of FAMASs as well. One of those FAMASs is jiggling apartments right now, being forced backwards further and further by VP as they start to constrict the defense, deny information.
Yeah.
Force the utility usage.
As of course I mentioned in the pre-game, with Essential being one of the role players of this team, playing all the tough spots. Well, guess what? Yes, he is one of the P anchors on Inferno, and of course he has the MP9 in the first gun round as well to prioritize the utility. The nade will be good. Well placed onto Flit. 67 XP to spare on that one, and a resmoke at 30 seconds might be pretty impactful. They are waiting for this one, but of course you can blow that smoke up these days. The nade almost sends them through, but now Captain Kirk and SMT are kind of stuck on top of each other. Lots of damage being done though, and it works out for an opening. Some good damage. And they're not expecting Captain Kirk to still be in that cubby. And look at the damage done to Flit and Mia. They may have a 2 versus 3. And a chance to maybe get the bomb planted, but Wrinkle's trying to stop that from being the possibility. Which he will do.
He's so low. Mia is so low. There we go. Just a couple bullets through the smoke will get the job done. Flitz isn't going to be able to stay alive here either. He just needs to try and make sure he doesn't die after the timer, but that luxury will not be afforded to him. Bait intentionally waiting for the round to end before they push through the smoke there to get the kill. Really good attention to detail and a lovely defense. I mean, I love the double stack in first oranges as well. That slight bit of trigger discipline from Captain Kirker meant he was able to get some really good damage from that position. And then, was it Wrinkle who doesn't overplay his hand from Coffins that spam through the smoke to finish off Mia. Just a really well constructed round out of Bait.
Yeah, that was honestly very, very well played. I said for a second, of course, that Captain Kirko and Essential were kind of, stacked on top of each other, but in the end it actually works out and it baits Captain Kirko for plenty of damage. Essential does a great job on his first call on this map so far. Good damage with the nade. And a good one form with the MP9. As I said, he'll very, very often go to that MP9 on these sort of rounds, rather than the FAMAS or the rifle. But he's on the A1S this time. He's Captain Kirk instead with the UMP. And of course, as you mentioned, with that money being limited, we're in an interesting situation where Fame has a Glock and full armor, probably expecting to pick up a rifle if one of his teammates dies, or they manage to get a pick on an opponent where a rifle is recoverable.
Yeah, I mean, someone has to bear the flag in the field of war, I'm afraid, and I guess Fame is him right now. Wouldn't be my first choice though, flag in a gun round, Trav.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably rather have a flag than a Glock, to be honest with you. Just Glock feels even more useless, but either way. See what's going to happen here in the round.
It would be nice to see maybe a rifle on someone else, but let's see. MPL playing behind default. All the footsteps coming his way. And Ono is standing tall beautifully in pit, and actually this is a very well played hold between the two of them. Dancing between the boxes. Nice shot from Jane with that recovered AK, but now he's very, very stuck, and it will be essential to take him out of the round. Again, Bait answering pretty well early on here, and it will put VP on an eco.
Really solid defense coming through there from the two bombs, the two players on the A bomb side, because normally you have that third player in conjunction to aid you, but they didn't. It was just Ona and NPL, and NPL played off of Ona's contact really nicely. Ona in pit took first contact, was able to get a kill. NPL stepped out afterwards and just completely mopped up the attack before it even gained any traction. Just like I say, pinging off of one another really nicely. That's going to level up the scoreline and should give them the lead here, considering the fact they're going to play against a full eco.
Yep. quick tech pause. Hopefully not too long. But yeah, this is probably the best start Bait could have wanted. I mean, obviously losing the pistol and committing to the full eco on the conversion is easy for VP. But yeah, I think to win the opening gun round in the fashion they won it in, especially taking Flit after the clock as they did, puts them in a good position now, and with Glocks and maybe a few Tech 9s to eat up in this round, chance for the UMP to farm some more cash perhaps and build up that bank of their own. Pause will be cancelled, and VP might be going in for one of their, how do I say it, live round pauses here. Discuss the next round.
Yeah. I mean, not a bad idea just to talk about how they're going to approach things. What, you get 30 seconds in an attack timeout, you get 3 attack timeouts per map in CS2s. Essentially the equivalent of nearly four attack timeouts. Well, you can't let the round end by cooldown or timeout, but yeah, good opportunity to talk things over here.
Going to the...
Senthiel, he is going to rack up some util damage as soon as he lets that nade rip, man. Oh, go for it, brother.
Come on. Let it go.
Now.
Pull the pin.
There we go. Oh, he's waiting for more. Nope. Oh, it's an incendiary. I didn't even realize. That is so anticlimactic. Wow. Baited.
If he threw it deeper, it definitely would have, like, ticked at least 2 or 3 players. But I think, as you say, the plan was in that jiggle on the half wall to wait for some contact and immediately chuck it down close so it stops you from getting taken down. He's even got a second picked up as well to do exactly the same thing on the follow-up. As we can see already, I mentioned how he's the tough site player, tough role player for this team, the new 18-year-old edition. He is once again proving that he doesn't mind playing those sort of roles, waiting the entire round just to throw a couple of incendiaries. It's kind of how it goes. Now VP need to push. It's a classic VP round. Left it until 20 seconds to run through the top bit. They get 1, make that 2 kills, thankfully, off the back of Norbert. But Owner will finish him off. So, considering what they had, 2 kills really isn't that bad at all. And now they can go in for their full purchase, with I'm expecting Jame on an AWP. But if they want to go for utility instead, maybe just an AK. No, he will commit to the AWP. There it is.
Yeah. He needs it, right? Really big facet of their T side. He's not very active, but he's so good at knowing where to position himself and where he can look to punish CT players. How to bait them into certain positions, how util will affect how they move, and how to set himself up accordingly. No head armor though. Instead prioritize the smoke grenade over head armor, and that could come back to haunt him. I pick head armor over the smoke grenade personally. I mean, I think you just need to have that ability to take the dink from one of these M4s and then fire off a shot afterwards.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. We know what VP are like though, with having extra smokes and suffocating a CT side, especially in after plants. So,
oh, MPL.
Oh,
he's in a lot of trouble. Make hurt him as well, but he's made a step himself. Norbert gets a bit hasty, and sure, the trade will come through, but shouldn't have been a trade frag. Should have just been a straight-up kill for the T side.
Yeah, that's a huge kill for NPL to take. A huge 1-for-1, honestly, to take in that situation. As I said, NPL might be a surprise to some, but currently the leader of this Bait roster. No longer Captain Cook. I'm sure maybe it's a bit of a duo role between the two of them. I'm sure he'll give ideas if it's in a long, tough game, but
yeah,
NPL has been a man on that role for a little while now with this new Bait composition. 30 seconds in the round in this 4v4, and Bait know exactly how to suffocate VP. They've once again put a late smoke down. They might be forced through this. There's no HE to blow it up. Captain Kirk will drop off the boost. He's so blind, but Miro hasn't seen him yet, and he still gets 1. That is more than enough, but look at Flick coming in from behind as a smoke, of course. Wrinkles will be running straight toward him, and that's a nice kill to take. It's down to Ascenthiel, that main defender, once again I mentioned, but he can't deliver. 6 seconds, make that 4. The plant will come down in time. Of course, it's a VP plant with 1 second to spare, and it's going to force Owner to save.
Oh man, Flit just plays that situation so damn well. He didn't have the luxury of time there. He had to force the issue. If Wrinkle hits that shot, then that round is going Bait's way almost certainly with the Senthiel still behind quad, but doesn't work out that way. Good, nice try there from the defense, but Virtus.pro still able to brute force their way through. I mean, Flit still gets such an important kill on a Senthiel in the back of the bomb site there as well, because a Senthiel, he could have ruined the party.
I mentioned that Senthiel's role is to kind of ruin the party.
Yeah.
In those late round situations, in these tough positions, but even though he did everything right in terms of running down the clock, if he gets one kill, which was possible, and then re-hides behind quad, I reckon that's probably a bait round. But VP thrive in those tough situations, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what sets him apart from most of the other teams, just the composure they're able to maintain in those very tense situations. Clear-cut decision-making, everybody knows exactly what's required of them, they're on the same wavelength. And that's why they're able to convert those positions so consistently, where most teams just go into panic and chaos. That's where synergy comes down to, right? Because sure, there's a lot of chaos and things are being left to the last second, but everybody is on the same page in that moment, and that's why they're able to pull it off.
Yeah, that was superb from VP, and then once again, more impact frags from Flit. Jamer has 2950 in this round, but is still happy to keep just the Kevlar without a helmet, so never know. Sort of thing that could come back to bite you. Bait know exactly what to do against VP so far on this defense, right? They know how slow they play, they know the VP pace, which is why so often they're keeping the utility for long portions of this round, of all rounds. As you can see with Owner here, just jiggling, waiting for contact before he throws anything that is necessary. Using unnecessary utility against VP is a death sentence on Inferno.
Once again, VP, this has been consistent from them so far, getting this top banana control. They do bait the shot up from the AWP. Bait have also been consistent, playing 3 players over towards the B bomb site, and they're going to get it aggressive. Owner doesn't realize how close Mia actually is. Oh, able to deploy the incendiary just at time, and that will be enough to stave off Mia.
Spooky.
5v4. Yeah.
Wrinkle might be the main point of contact here, but of course it's a glass cannon AWP, and he can't flick around to an orbit in time. Doesn't expect him to already be on the right-hand side of the smoke. But if we go toward A, I say if we go toward A, the bomb is going back toward B, and Norbert is in through Arch, and will be flanking toward a Senthiel here. What can a Senthiel do? He finds one. Good damage on Norbert, switching between 2 angles. Oh, if only he had more bullets. 10 seconds, the bomb will be herded safely onto site. And if Senthiel got that second kill on Norbert, I still think it wouldn't have been enough. He would have gone down, and they would have had a plant in a 3v3 instead.
Yeah, I mean, it did seem like Virtus.pro were able to just continue to snowball their way forward there. Everything working out for them again, just able to make things work on the fly. I love the way they play that smoke fade as well here towards Archers. 2 players on the opposite side. That aim punch certainly came back to Haunt Wrinkle, and now things become quite tough for Bait. They're going to have to eco in this next round around the 2 rifles that they're going to carry through. VP regain the lead, and they got the momentum behind them once again. I wonder if we'll start to see Bait contesting Banana a little bit more in their traps.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. I mean, everyone knows that Banana is the main control point of this map. And so far, Bait have been very defensive there, as I mentioned. Early round util. And then, after that early round util, they jiggle peek and wait for contact before deploying any more. This round will be just trying to activate MPL and Owner, though. They're going to put the AK and the M4 on the A site. Try and play off the back of each other. Alongside Wrinkle. Maybe can pick up any leftovers. May as well put both guns on one site. Hope VP go there. so you have the best defense possible. If not, you'll be able to save.
Yeah, it's not bad thinking. I mean, of course, the opposite school of thought could be put one rifle on either side of the map and hedge your bets and hope that one of them can go nuclear, but this is certainly playing the percentages a bit better. Look at Flit though, man. This guy is just fearless in his pursuit. Happy to be the guy up front, sort of playing off the utility, forcing the issue, but he's taking a lot more damage than he would have liked there in exchange for that USP. So just quickly scurries backwards to the supports and says, yeah, guys, I think someone else can get the job done from here. He gets the info, radios that back into air support, and then the mortar strikes.
Ah, the nade, the banked nade off the corner. Removes him comfortably. Norbert will be pushing forward. With the one, of course, the chance of being tapped down through that smoke, but it is unlikely with that P250. It would have to be very unlucky for that to be the case. 5 versus 4. They are delaying it a lot, actually. Surprisingly a lot, but now they'll clear out the site and realise that it's safe for a plant. And we'll plant safe from ruins as well. Oh, there we go. What did I say about those P250 dinks? Mir gets absolutely destroyed by Senthiel. He's putting in a decent shift so far today. Like I said, he was the man I wanted to see step up against a S-tier team like VP.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if VP's tendency to go towards his B bomb sites has anything to do with the Senthiel's position on that side of the map, right?
Yeah, I do wonder that. I mean, as I said in our pre-game, I expected VP would have done their homework and likely find a way to expose the inexperience, but flicking around. Can't take the spray transfer frag, but Norbert can. Quad kill for Norbert, and nothing will be saved for bait. VP had the economy for it. Why not go hunting? And it works out for them.
Yeah, Senthiel's done alright so far with the tests and challenges that have been thrown at him, but there's still a long way ahead here in this best of 3. If you're just joining us, this is the IEM Dallas European Closed Qualifier. 2 spots up for grabs at the massive event. 8 teams competing. Other games going on include Koi versus Apex. Of course, Virtus.pro leading that 6-0. Heroic versus Preezy, just 1 round between the 2 teams there, 5-4. And Metasports have gotten off to a flyer against Enstrap. They're leading 8-1 right now.
Oh, hello. Don't forget, it's not a BO1, it is a BO3, so a long way to go. But it's Metasport who've really been the form team lately. Everyone knows it. So, yeah, excited to see if they can translate that into something. Don't forget, of course, IEM Dallas, the main event, will be the 100th IEM anniversary too. So, be cool for these teams to be involved. This EU closed qualifier, of course, will grant the last 2 spots in the main event in Dallas. And there's going to be a bit of a banana fight coming in here for bait. Once again, it's a Senthiel on 99. As always, you know, I hit his headshot, but Fame will hit his first. And MPL needs to answer back. He does beautifully. Flit was waiting behind the plywood there. But NPL realised it, just catches him through the edge, so a great recovery into an even situation again.
Yeah, I think there was some information that was relayed through there, and that's exactly why NPL was so certain someone was behind the wood, and he was able to capitalize and get the kill, bring it back into an even numbers game after a bit of a rough start to the round there for the CT side. Still plenty time left on the clock here for the round to play out as well. And NPL with a lot of responsibility. Norbert phasing through the smoke there. So brave, and he timed it really well because as he starts to emerge is when the smoke is fading. Kind of leveled out the playing field there between himself and NPL, I think.
Bro, it's actually crazy how Norby is just my goat, honestly. He does so much for this team. Man. It's crazy.
The nickname and all. Love it. Good old Norby.
Good old Norby. It's wild, but everyone was like, obviously he was out of the team for a bit toward last year, then back into the team again, and the switch from Global Offensive to CS2, I mean, his stats have just been revitalized, and it's even when he has, no, if you just look at the stats and think he's had a bad game purely off of numbers, the amount of impact he has in terms of teamwork, team play, you know, time wasting for his team, and random kills like that on the offense too, which completely changed the sort of state of the round. may go down to the bomb there, which is a bit of an error, but we can forgive him for that because he's still got money in the bank. Another really important kill which secures the round for VP from Norbert, and it forces the save from Owner and Wrinkle. 63 for VP, double the score of Bait. They're starting to assert some dominance now.
Yeah, they are. They've got the streak going now. They've got the momentum behind them as well. Bait are going to have to eco, so 10th round here should certainly go the way of VP. Their map pick going swimmingly for them right now. Bait not drowning just yet, but certainly falling behind the pace.
Oh.
There's one of the rifles already dealt with.
Yeah, I'm trying to go aggressive in the apartments, but once again, Norbert collects it. MPL does well to phase past the door to actually nab that M4. Whether he can do anything with it, though, is another matter. Flit will make that little jump onto the kegs. Sometimes those little crouch jumps can be a little bit glitchy still in CS2. And Flit, as he moves his way forward, gets unceremoniously put in the ground by Captain Kurtka. And of course, Fang sort of going here solo as well. 1 by 1 from VP, and Captain Kurtka is going to punish them for it. But the utility in the end means that that will be the B site cracked open. Okay.
Yeah, that is really good utility usage coming through from Virtus.pro to recover that situation. The Molly Flash combo. Things were looking a bit shaky there for a brief moment. Things were looking a little bit scary. Fame gets the double assist from the grave there with his incendiary, and off the back of that should be a pretty clear conversion. It looks like Bait won't have a go here. They know they're gonna have a buy in the next round, so just gonna put some pressure onto VP, but it's not gonna be working out for them. Wrinkle will fall prey to Mia, and that locks in the half win at the bare minimum for VP.
Yeah, very nicely done from VP again. Captain Kurtka tried his best. There's some tasty 1-digs, but not to be on this occasion. I believe I was told a long time ago when I was casting Bait, like I mentioned a couple of years ago, that Captain Kurtka means Captain Jacket, as far as I understand.
Okay.
So he's maybe he's got some fancy jackets in the wardrobe or something.
The more you know, Trav.
Look at this though, this is a change up. You mentioned you wanted aggression to a banana instead. They've actually gone for second mid aggression instead. Obviously they're a bit stuck now. They've got safety behind that smoke, but of course we know that that isn't as safe as it used to be. It's interesting that Essential was one of the players they have put into action there on A, rather than putting him on B as that anchor player. They've changed up his role in this round to try for that second mid peak, but VP have given them absolutely nothing again.
Yeah, it's just really good control being taken up here by VP consistently, and Bait are trying something different now. They've gone through apartments. They're going to be coming across Mia right now. He's lurking on the opposite side of the map, but he's able to find a frag, and he's got info on Owner. Again, Bait have been found out. No immediate response from VP. It looked like they wanted to try and make a move in towards middle, but they were stifled by a smoke grenade, so just going to have to settle for that one kill, but VP continue to just dominate the map control here. Util raining in towards the A bomb site. They're going to shift themselves over towards B. This is what it's all about, keeping your options available.
Yeah, 35 seconds. Nice little bait there. They're trying to strafe around the corner, but Wrinkle actually hits a collateral there. Little leg shot onto Norbert as well, and Captain Kurtka can swing for Flit as well. Hiding behind the pillar. Low HP on Norbert. He goes down next. And a great frag from Captain Kurtka to make it 3 in the round against Jame. And now it's Mir in a clutch. I mentioned Mir is probably the lowest rated player on this team, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything in this one. 9 seconds. A nice frag on Wrinkle, but that smoke fading towards CT kind of put an end to his chances on this occasion. VP will finally fall, and we're going into the last round of the half. Bait have a chance for 5.
How essential do you think it is that they get a 5th round here, Trav?
It's essential.
Okay, well.
I know you didn't set me up for
like
that one.
Yeah,
But that was too
perfect. The Spanish version of the World Cup Ukrainian player. What more could you need?
I'm sorry.
No, I loved it. That was ideal. Happy coincidence, man.
5 would be
But,
very nice, that's for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Asanthiel, he's fallen off a little bit, Trav. I think he was 4 for 4 at the start of the map and stopped fragging since then. However, Utility does combine to find 2 opening kills for the CT side. They're contesting Banana, Trav, and it's working out very well for them.
Oh, but look at Mia. Up towards short. It's not really being cleared properly yet. The site player will probably deal with Mia, though. And yes, he will. That is NPL. The timing doesn't work out. Owner will help out toward Norbert again. And once again, it's these 2 players, Owner and NPL, doing a great job at defending that A-bomb site. Some extra aggression toward Banana for bait. Putting 3 players toward that side of the map this time around. First point will work out really well for them. Jane may hit a tag, but will be tagged himself. He flicks back beautifully for that kill and gets left on 1 point of HP. Captain Kutka realises that and pushes for the kill. It's 7-5 at half for VP, but closer than I expected, actually. Maybe a chance for bait. We'll see if it's possible after a quick break. Virtus.pro, bait, second half, Inferno. Let's see if VP can put the hammer down on the CT side, or if bait's little recovery toward the end of that first half will make a big difference going into their offense.
All very important points, Mr. Trav. We're going to have to wait and see exactly what happens. I mean, Bait have shown a bit of a resurgence towards the end. How will they start off proceedings here in the second half is the big question. Got a bit of utility to work with, couple flashes and a smoke. Armor on 4 of their players. Virtus.pro only have armor, no util, no kits, no dualies either. And you know what, Trav? They have set themselves up in towards middle, and we've got a massive skirmish coming through. Oh my god, Bait with 1 flash and blinded everybody, but somehow they haven't gotten any kills. 2 frags will eventually come through. So much blood being spilt in towards middle. Mia's out of ammo. How will he survive right now? He needs support from his teammate who's run through the smoke into the A bomb site. It's only Flit left. Yes, he's on A, but how can he make this work?
Oh, he's put himself in the perfect position. Surely they hard clear this. Ascential's looking for it. How will they deal with him? And that is how. Wow, what a explosive pistol round. We know that VP played very slow on their T side, and that was a massive change-up, wasn't it, from Bait on the pistol already on their T side. A bursting toward mid. VP had those 4 players defending it. Mir just could not connect anymore from the long cubby. And the battle goes the way of the Glocks, chasing them into the apartments, into Boiler as well. And a great clear of Flit too. I think even if Flit did help out mid toward long there, probably wouldn't have translated into a round victory.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I was surprised it took Bait as long as it did to find all the kills in the middle, considering how ripping that flashbang was. Was such a good flash. And then it seemed like VP still might somehow be able to salvage that situation, but then there was a flurry of frags, and Bait able to get themselves across the line, reduce the gap to just a single round. Both pistol rounds here on Inferno going the way of the T side, and we got a game on our hands here on Inferno, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I really think we do. Don't forget, of course, I mentioned in the pre-map segment we did that VP unbeaten on Inferno in recent times since the end of last year, and they haven't forfeited more than 10 rounds in any of those. So, a chance for Bait to put an end to that statistic, perhaps. You'd think a 7-7 is guaranteed, and I'm willing to put my hat on that one, that's for sure. B site's going to be open, smokes are up, bomb is being herded into position. MPL clearing it out very carefully, making sure there's no stacked up players behind any of these boxes. First oranges and second oranges are clear. Owen will try and do some of his work with the Mac 10 on A. Don't forget, of course, the numbers and the HUD are a little bit strange, of course, because we've got the coaches enabled, of course, in these qualifiers. So we do have 11 and 12. A little bit confusing on occasion, but that's how it is when we have the ability to add those coaches, of course, which is a nice addition for these big tournaments. 1 kill for Mir is good, but only a Mac 10 as a reward. 1 more kill to have a little bit of more bonus cash going into the gun round would be very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody ever going to turn down an extra dime. That's for sure, Trav. I think a bit of a stalemate here to finish off the round.
Is he going to keep it?
Completely surprised if the Mac 10 was held onto, actually. I mean, normally on the T side, you would certainly carry it through. CT side, not as prolific.
It is not.
You don't want to retake with the Mac 10. That is for sure. But James thinking about the future here, Trav. He's thinking, if I can get a kill with that gun, that would certainly enable an AWP later on. And so he's going to carry it through here. Hasn't bought much util. Wants to make sure he's not carrying much value coming into this next round here, I reckon.
That is long-term thinking from James. Look at that. 3,200 spare in this round. In the first proper gun round as well. Happy to stick with the SMG. Even 1 extra kill. We know that future AWP will be a lot easier to glean.
I do rate the decision. Even if they lose this round here, you know, you'll be able to drop a couple pistols and still look forward towards the AWP afterwards. He's, you don't take a huge knockdown either, right? He still has at least something to work with. He can position himself accordingly. Currently, he's just jiggling archers. He's kind of just playing his standard role, I'd say, with that gun. As for Bait, taking their time. Not forcing anything at the start of the round here. They have got some presence towards the top and middle.
Yep.
But they've just been smoked backwards.
And by that, Moto smoke as well. The smoke from Moto that you can aim into the sky, of course, with no sky boxes. on this Inferno these days. We smoke mid from much further away. But Bait are going to be focused on B, and this is probably going to be great for them because it's only Fame here with a FAMAS. 30 seconds. He's been mollied back as well. 64 health. NPL in the meantime going for a lurk though, and I think they're choosing wrong here. It's a full rotation round to the A site, and there are 4 players for VP here. And James has managed to upgrade to a free Galil as well. There is 1 player pit, 1 player site. It's going to be a massive crossfire with 13 seconds. Surely you can't get past this. Captain Kirk tries his best, but he's the only one to get a kill. And Bait have been baited.
Yeah, really good decision making there from James to pivot from Archers and join up with his teammates on the A bomb sites itself. They knew that James was Archers initially, so they were expecting one of the defenders to still be there, and James was relying on that phantom presence to keep them at bay. Joins across with his 2 teammates on A, taking contact and just allowing for them to shut down that attack. VP's first round on the CT side is the gun round, and that's going to regain them the lead.
Yeah, just thinking... Of course, we have the X-ray. They don't. But if they went toward B, it was a guaranteed round. But VP played them. That's all what Inferno is about. The mind games on rotations. VP forced them into the 4. And in the end, it was comfortable. 1 player on the close box on the site, 1 pit, and 1 behind default is genuinely a completely unpenetrable defense. Especially with that little time on the clock.
This is rough for Bait though, Trav. Not much utility. Owner's down to a Desert Eagle as well. If they lose this round, 9-7 becomes 10-7. That's going to be tough to salvage. Ascenthiel going through the smoke, but Flitz waiting on the opposite side there. However, there's action on the opposite side of the map, and ground being taken by Bait as well. Surging their way forward right now. Player in Mini and a player in Big Pit right now. Those are the only 2 players on the side of the map. Bait know there has to be at least 1. They might not be prepared for the second, but I don't think it's going to matter. And they're going to clear him out with the Desert Eagle anyway. What a lovely offense coming through from Bait.
Fame, oh dear, tries to push through the long smoke from Library and gets taken down to 8 HP immediately. Oh, Flit only just gets away as well. And Fame, of course, got caught through the smoke himself, so Flit's going to escape. But genuinely a superb round from Bait there, turning up the pace a little bit, as you mentioned. Ascenthiel kind of sold the fact they were more focused toward Banana. I know it looks silly, him walking through that smoke, but that was the plan. To then walk long quickly. And that first shot from NPL was gorgeous. Double pit can often be a setup on the CT side for teams where a bomb plant can come in on A, but you can stay alive in pit and maybe continue to be a nuisance. But NPL and Owner cleared them out immediately. And of course, that earlier save from Jay means that he has extra cash in this round, but not really enough to warrant fully investing with all 5. So 8 all. They have the 1 AK. But other than some smokes to delay the time, get the impression Bait might be able to take a lead here.
I think that's a pretty apt point there, Trav. Surely not much between them and that lead right now. They haven't had the lead on the entirety of the map so far, throughout the map, should I say.
Yep.
Is that going to change right here, right now? That's the one thing that sort of stands between them and that lead. And, well, he's not hiding anything here, Trav. He's not trying to conceal his position, although... him out a little bit, fire off some shots in towards Banana, flex his muscles. And more often than not, after someone does that and they have a hero weapon, they then rotate towards the opposite side of the map, right? Because the thinking is, cool, I've shown you here, I'm top Banana with the AK, don't come B because I'm here with the AK, and then you obviously rotate towards the opposite side of the map. But it looks like Flip's trying to stay 1 step ahead of that mentality. He's expecting Bait to have expected him to go towards A, but you know what, Trav? All of that now means nothing because Flip is dead.
Yeah, Fame's trying to go push forward to recover the gun, but Ascenthiel's having some great impact here. First professional team, of course, is Bait for Ascenthiel, and he's not really done himself a disservice in this game whatsoever. He's had a number of important rounds. And Flit, we mentioned him earlier in the T-Half, of course, when he had a couple of big impactful frags. I think he was at one point something like 7 kills, 5 deaths. Well, he's had 0 impact since then, which is very unlike Flit.
Yeah, you're right. That is certainly goes against the expectation you have for someone like Flit. We were talking about big time coming into the game. At the end of this round, Bates are going to be just 4 away from picking up VP's map of Inferno. One of the maps that they're the least fallible on. Played it 5 times in the past 3 months, won it on every single occasion. But Bait, certainly testing that record right now. Oh god. Oda just doesn't swing that 1 inch further. No guns to be saved, and Bait have indeed got the lead.
The Zeus attempt from James. I respect it when you have that much extra cash, of course. The Zeus rechargeable these days. Seen Rops put that to good use in some massive games on LAN. And that close-up position, for example. Probably the perfect angle for it. But that extra cash that James has, that I have mentioned, finally will be put into use for a CT side AWP. And VP need to start focusing on stepping up a little bit here, because this is the map they're unbeaten on. This was kind of the given one in this series for them. It was Anubis that I think most people, including us, would have been more unsure about, that Bait could have maybe done some work on, but Bait aren't that far away from that finish line. T-Side Inferno, they've got some cash built up. This is going to be difficult for VP, but as we know, sometimes rounds with 5 alive can pop out of nowhere for VP. So let's see. Full purchase, utility is decent.
Yeah, it does feel like this is a must-win round for VP. Lose this, 10-8, Eco, 11-8, and at that point, they've only won a single round on the CT side so far, but Jame will open up. Shuts down the very aggressive option coming through from Bait, and they're still going to commit to it, even though they've lost 2 players already. That Molly will flush Mia out, so at least a kill does come back for the T side. Somewhat salvages the situation, because they have map control to show for the lives lost as well. Miss Flash not going to prove to be too much of a problem. Rotations coming through from VP as well. A lot of moving parts in this round right now.
Yeah. They only have 1 flash left, though, after that missed flash. It is on Essential, so he might be called upon to use that. James looking for a re-aggression, though. This could be really crucial in this round. Essential's holding the angle. James knows his positions, and he hits the shot, but Essential gets the spray. Now then, 3v3, and once again, it's the main man Norbert in pit. In these tough positions, can he deliver once again? On the edge of the smoke, he gets his 1-for-1, and it activates Flit to come round from long. It's now down to Wrinkle. Swap to the AK. And he does have the bomb on his back with 35 seconds. If he wants to, he could run down mid and go back to B here. But a fast flank long instead is what he's trying. Fame is keeping an eye on it. But now he's running back to B. They think Wrinkle has completely exited the situation. This shift from Wrinkle is going to take a very long time, though.
Yeah.
And how many seconds is he going to have left in this round?
This is a serious concern, because he's going to have to start to run here, and Fame's going to hear these footsteps. Wrinkle's actually outbrained himself. It's a disaster of the highest order. There's no smoke for Wrinkle either. Has to stick the bomb plant. Swing comes through. That's really unfortunate. I mean, Wrinkle had everything going for him, but Trav, it's one thing to have the info, to actually apply an appropriate solution to the info you've got. That's what really matters, and unfortunately, he couldn't figure it out.
That is mind games of the highest order there. Fame realised it had gone quiet, went back to B, just in case. Little did he know that Wrinkle was shadowing him. So near but yet so far for Wrinkle. If he'd sprinted it down mid to the site, maybe he would have got a plant down just before Fame got there, and Fame would have been forced to wait for his teammate. But a huge round for VP. Utility once again good, but of course only 2 alive means that Norbert is down to a FAMAS. But as I said, Bait have good utility, or good economy I should say, in the bank. So this is their 1 extra buy. If this goes south though, immediately, as you like to say, the script gets flipped.
Yeah, exactly. And all that hard work could be for nothing. See what's going to happen here on the 19th, arguably the most important round so far here on the map. Wrinkle looking to try and assert himself with the AWP. This is the Zywoo move, made famous as he just ended that map in dominant fashion, or the match, should I say. Taking the bull by the horns.
CS Summit, right?
Nothing on offer for Wrinkle. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember who it was against. I think I've got Ents in my mind, but I'm entirely sure who that was against. They were really struggling to close the game out, I know that much.
Yeah.
And then Zywoo was just made that move. They'd lost maybe 67 rounds in a row on their T side and were on the brink of choking it out, and then Zywoo just got an ace.
It was definitely CS Summit. I remember it.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember who it was against.
Good times. Good
Either
times.
way. They have managed some control here, Trav. They just don't have much utility left.
Yeah, 9-all. What's the timing going to be like on these sort of pushes? Oh, okay. Flip will get taken down first, but Fame, superb hold, and it activates Mir to spray that smoke in CT. And Fame, I was going to say he's still staying alive, but Wrinkle has hit a dirty smoke bang without the scope. And now he's in a 1v2, which would be an ace clutch for Wrinkle to put his team back in the lead. And the rotations aren't exactly close. James has utility and that all-important defuse kit, and Norbert will have the smoke. In fact, Norbert has given that smoke to James, so he can get on this defuse quickly. It's going to be so hard for Wrinkle to stop this. But there's the first pick. That's the kit on the floor. And Wrinkle hits a sick ace for bait. Suddenly they're back in the lead. And the star power of Wrinkle we mentioned steps up.
Isn't it a bit ironic that we were talking about how he was pulling the Zywoo move? Sure, it didn't go exactly as the Zywoo move did, but he was still able to get the ace and win the round for his team nonetheless. So we'll call that one the Wrinkle move, I suppose.
Good.
And that's certainly going to increase Virtus.pro's chances here on Inferno.
What an absolute banger from Wrinkle. That is what we wanted to see from him. This is why people have been speaking about him for a number of years. Of course, still only a teenager. Maybe that isn't as impactful these days, knowing what other youngsters have done in the scene of late. But yeah, he is a talent. That last shot was beautiful, and he repositioned perfectly as well.
Yeah. I mean, I was concerned after James was able to take down Owner in middle. It was really good patience there from James to bring it into the 2v1, but Wrinkle had it under lock and key. And now it's an eco for the CT side. It's not like Bates are doing anything particularly special. In fact, the one round that they really struggled was the round where they did change things up and they got very aggressive in towards mid, when they've just stuck to this standard approach of gaining map control, getting information, and then executing accordingly. They've looked almost unstoppable. However, need to proceed with some caution here, Trav. Even though they are playing against just pistols, there's a bit of a stack over on the B-bomb side right now.
Yeah, I mean, if they are able to overcome these pistols, and of course, just adds to the importance of that Wrinkle clutch, putting them down to the low econ again. Hona is creeping through library. He will have a flank toward this B site, but that's not going to matter. The bomb has been safely herded back to A. Let's see if Ona can get some kills here, perhaps. Maybe some bonus money to work with. There is one, and he gets into the cubby with quite a lot of health intact as well. This is just perfect play from Ona. He knows exactly what's going on. He's even going to try and launch his way through for more, but he's only giving up a Mac 10. It's not a problem. Essential spots the hop over towards CT as well. Bait are going to be 11-9 up when VP get the guns out again. Really putting VP with their backs against the wall now. He's doing a bit harem scarum on a number of these rounds for Bait. They've fought their way through to a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good work now, as they're just 2 rounds away from winning the map, and you could go so far as to say maybe just 1 round away from winning the map, because if you win this against VP, they don't have much to piece together in the round afterwards. 12-9 could become 13-9 at that point. Bait on the brink of robbing VP, inflicting their first loss in 3 months here on Inferno. That would certainly be a big mark, considering that we go to Anubis to pick a bait afterwards to give them a lot of confidence as well. Big nades in towards Banana. Wrinkle actually seemingly avoids the might of one of them, but the molly will take him down. I think VP realized the remedy here is some sort of control towards Banana.
Yeah. Unbeaten in 8 on Inferno. Dating back to October last year. Could this be a massive turn up for the books? Slow mid take. Mira just shoulder peeking it from long. It's the sort of position where if the AWPer gets posted, Mira could get caught off guard on this jiggle. It's going to be the rifles to take first point, and that's the intel for Mia. Look at the amount of space they're happy to give bait, right? Lipple's gone all the way through. CT.
I think it's concerning, though. Oh, that's a smoke being thrown by the T side. Yeah, probably to try and bait so that they might not be wrapping around through that part of the map, but they were already spotted. Mia's in a world of trouble. He's lost his teammate as well. They know where he is. They're going to clear him out. That's round over. You have no business in going for this retake with your Virtus.pro, just by the nature of the economy alone. What a wonderfully worked round coming through there from bait, forcing the rotations, shifting the players out of position, and then exploiting them.
Massive from bait. And realizing how much space they had to work with as well. Taking long as they did, at a decent sort of late round timing. Clearing out the entirety of Arch and CT, with NPL going through library as he did. And of course, they've got money in the bank now to try and hunt these rifles down, and why not? 3 pushing towards spawn to go looking for Flit. It's only a UMP on him, but we're going to chill instead, and I honestly, that's just as good an answer. If VP are able to win 2 rounds in a row, then who knows? Bait might have a little bit extra in the bank to work with for round 24. But VP need 3 in a row for overtime here, and that is not what I expected to say.
Yeah, that was not what I was thinking was going to be happening coming into the side of the trap. VP 3 rounds to get this into overtime. At least they have a decent set of weaponry to contend with, but let's see what can they do. Just look at the numbers for bait as well. It's not like anybody's dropped crazy numbers here. It's just a really well-rounded team performance. The kill delta here is just 14 and 12. Just 2 kills between the highest and the lowest fragger on the side of bait right now.
Yeah.
Phenomenal distribution.
Worth mentioning, absolutely worth mentioning. NPL IGLing was a surprise to many, including myself. After Captain Kurtka, of course, has done it on this team for so long, but at the moment, this is looking fantastic. Can they translate it into a map win that breaks a huge streak for VP? They love Inferno. It goes with their style. Slow and calculated. But bait have made all the right moves thus far.
One more right move is all they have to make here to get across the line. 13-9 would be a massive result for them. They came into this half down 5-7, but only dropped 2 rounds since then. Won 7 of their own. One more is all they require. Setting themselves up towards Banana right now. They're going to throw some dummy util over towards A to keep VP interested on that side of the map.
Oh.
And it's a pretty detached setup towards B here as well. One deep in towards CT, one is towards Coffins. Util will force them back, but at least Fame is able to get a frag.
And he falls back and keeps himself alive too, and it's a lovely second shot on Essential. The fact they haven't put a smoke up toward Ruins does surprise me quite a lot, but they're being allowed to get that bomb plant. NPL maybe flashed in, he knows there's 2 players there now, and he lines them up. 3v3. 2 more players rotating in towards Ruins, but NPL could be doing more work, and Wrinkle is holding for the Jane rotation. NPL's doing even more, and there are just too many trades for VP. Wow.
Yeah,
Bait.
I can't believe that. I mean, how quickly does that snowball out of control? It was looking like, okay, you know, VP gonna live for another round here, down to Fame's double kill, but then NPL supersedes that with a remarkable double.